So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Don't ever do that again.
Sorry, my light skin laugh came out. Sorry.
We've got more music to talk about. It's been a week since we've done this. Not quite sure how to. We really haven't worked much since that last stream. We did one interview, and then we fucked off for the rest of the week.
God bless.
And then we woke up this morning and we did one bright and early. With a band that we've been wanting to chat with for a while. Had a couple of opportunities, never came fully to fruition until this morning. We were both like, will they actually show up? And they did.
They did. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. It's one of the 17 billion albums that come out next week. So I can just say it was an album that this Friday. It's an album that comes out this Friday, and you could think it's Lorna Shore, or you could think it's like Your Mother's Asshole, and both of those are valid guesses because they both have albums coming out on Friday. But it was not Lorna Shore, unfortunately. And then we've got a crazy week on Thursday. Seven interviews and counting. Actually, did you count when did you count that?
I counted it when I sent the text to you, which was, I think, at 2.
Okay, because I was like, I did schedule one today, but I couldn't remember if that was before.
That I counted that one.
Yeah, I was like, it might be 8 at this point.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
I went a little crazy this week. Oopsies.
Yeah. Oopsies.
So yeah,
there might not be a podcast episode on Monday.
You won't be hearing from us on Monday because Glory and I will either be dead or we will have killed each other.
Exactly.
Dead from exhaustion or dead from aggravation.
Killing each other. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I went to one show this past week. Count them one. I'm slowing down. There's only so many times I can go to a show. It's starting to get a little bit I know I'm seeing a different band, but it's same old shit.
Another show.
Driving 70 miles, getting hit $10 in tolls, and I'm standing here for an hour and a half before the first band comes on, and I'm like, I need a break, man. My
I'm
wallet
ready to
needs
go
a break
home
too.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
I could be so stoked to see the band, and I'm like, damn. I hope this show ends before 11 tonight so I can be in bed by midnight.
Exactly.
But I saw Real Friends with Con, the home team, and Taylor Eggcorn.
Should have been me.
Yeah, Glory should have been there tonight, but instead we're sitting here doing this.
Actually, it was last night.
Even worse.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
Yeah.
It was a good show. They put on a good show. Taylor Eggcorn. Of
course they did. It's with confidence.
Yeah, Taylor Eggcorn was pretty cool. It was super sick to finally see the home team. We interviewed them around this time last year when that record came out.
Oh my god, that was a year already?
Yeah. There's spiders fucking doing webs on my fucking monitor setup over here, and I'm gonna lose it.
You should just kill them now.
I am pulling down the webs as I see them. But yeah, I saw the home team. It's been a year since we chatted with them and since that record came out, and I was like, god damn, it's about time, because they've already been in Philly once or twice this year, and I've been like, man, I don't have the money.
Catch him next time.
Man, I don't want to go. The lineup's not all that great, so finally caught them. They put on a great show. I was shocked how many people were into them. I know that they're killing it, but it was crazy to see a sold out crowd and a majority of the people be there, because a majority of the people there were there for WithCon, and really be into it. And then WithCon came out, and despite them not headlining, I feel like it was their show and it should have been, because
easily.
They're breaking up. So this was the last time in Philly, so they say, until they do a 5-year anniversary tour.
I was gonna say, I'll see them in 5 years, man. I'll wait. I don't care.
But they were good. Second time seeing them this year.
Should have been me.
during WithCon's set, some girl falls down behind me and grabs onto my designer Dad Vibes hoodie, and I turn around and I'm like, "You good?" And I help her up, and she's like, thank you. I'm like, you grabbed onto my, I didn't do anything, you just grabbed on my hoodie and almost brought me down with you. I don't even know how you almost went down, because I was pretty close but on the outskirts, so it's not like I was near any sort of pit. I'm like, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I was literally just chilling, and she's standing next to me, and she taps on my shoulder, and she's like signing at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you just like, I thought we were just having a conversation when you were thanking me multiple times for saving your life, and I was going, no problem, no problem, no problem, and she's signing at me, and I'm like. Another song comes on. She taps on me again. She goes, "You deaf?" Like, what?
Why are you saying that if you think I'm deaf? Why would you?
What do you? She thought my earplugs were some sort of like hearing aid or some shit, which wouldn't equate to "Are you deaf?"
No.
She thought I had like something on the back of my ear. I'm like, easily the weirdest interaction I've had at a show. I go to a lot of shows, but I like stay to myself, so I tend to stay away from like the weird shit, and like I never have good stories or stories at all.
Yeah,
when
except
I go
the
to
lady
shows
in front of you at
the
Limp
Bizkit
Bizkit
concert.
Yeah.
I
like how you knew that.
Where I got the designer Bizkit hoodie.
Designer, of course.
So I don't normally have stories, so that's like that's like number one, I think. Just because I tend to keep to myself, and I mean, it's not like I went up to her and I was like, I'm deaf. She was asking me, so it was really weird.
At least she was like ready to like, she knew something. She wasn't just asking to ask.
Yeah, and then she introduced herself and she just walked away. So strange.
Was she like a little?
I don't know. I didn't see her for the rest of the night. Like, she just disappeared.
She vanished, dude.
Like, I don't even know if she existed. She might have just been a figment of my imagination.
There's a good chance.
So that
funny things happen at WithCon shows.
Yeah, man. That was really strange. But other than that, WithCon put on a great show.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
It's WithCon.
Yeah, you wish you were there, don't you?
I really do. I really do, man.
Yeah, it must suck.
Yeah.
And then Real Friends came on, and I saw Real Friends with Mayday Parade at the beginning of the year. I thought they were okay. I mean, Real Friends isn't like my favorite band ever. I don't think they're all that great. Seeing them headline, I'm like, this is fine. Like, I know a bunch of the songs because they played the 10 songs that they played with at the Mayday Parade show, and then it wasn't hard to like figure out what the other 7 were. And it's like, it just feels like a lot of the songs were like samey kind of shit, and like the people were into it, and I was like, I kind of figured it was going to be one of those shows where it's like the direct support. Well, it's technically a co-headline, but Real Friends closes every night, so whatever. WithCon is going to draw everybody because they're breaking up. The tour went from doing decent, like totally fine, to like major markets were like, they announced it and it was like, well, you better get your tickets now because they won't be there tomorrow. Because people were like, well, shit, now I gotta go because WithCon's not coming back.
Oh my god.
So, but there were a shit ton of people there, and but I was like, literally, they played a song, and then 2 songs later, they played a song that sounded the exact same, and I'm like, are they playing the same song again? No, they were 2 different songs. They just had the same fucking structure, like down to everything. Was the same. I'm like,
so we're never having Real Friends on the podcast, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, if they make an album that it doesn't sound like every other thing they've done, yeah, sure, we'll do it. But until then, it's all right, man. But I've seen them twice, and I'm sure I'll see them again because these fucking bands, they all like do the same tours anyway, and it's like, I gotta go see this band for the 3rd time this year, but this band is also there, so I gotta see them for the 3rd time this year. That's just kind of how it happens.
You with Mom Jeans. Yeah.
Well, no, Mom Jeans, it wasn't even support. Every single time I've seen them, it was headlining. Every time I've seen them this year, it was headlining. It wasn't. They've only supported once, and it was a story so far. And we all know how I feel about the story so far. I wasn't going within 100 miles of that fucking venue. I left the country when
you took a vacation.
When the story so far were in Philly, so that I didn't even have the slightest inkling to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's been that. This week I'm around. I'm actually not doing anything. But if anybody would like to get me into the Gami show in Philly on Saturday. You can bang my line. I'm not doing anything. If I don't go to that, Future Teens and Camp Trash will also be in town on that Saturday. So I'm thinking I'll wind up doing something. There's just no solid plans right now. So if you got shows, tell me about them. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend, and I'd rather not sit here and stare at the numbers go up and down, because that's what I do when I'm not at a show.
Yeah, dude, just like I'll say it when we're off air.
Just show up, man. Just walk in.
Just, come on, man. Just show up. They can't stop all of us. You know?
Exactly. They can't stop me in my Limp Bizkit hoodie.
And they'll see the Limp Bizkit hoodie and be like, "Oh shit, this guy means business."
Speaking of
the designer.
Speaking of Limp Bizkit, since we don't have much to talk about tonight, and I didn't go to very many shows. Last night, I'm bumping Bizkit in the car with Sam. Okay. All right. I crank it up real loud because it's Bizkit, man. You got to hear the bass in the Bizkit.
I mean,
Sam turns
swag
to me
in the back with the drip.
Exactly. Right. We're listening to Dirty Rotten Bizkit off the brand new record. Still sucks. And Sam turns to me and goes, "You unironically like this shit?" They're like, "It's not just a joke." I'm like,
I mean, it's playing right now.
Like, not only am I super into it right now, and you're kind of killing my vibe asking me this question, man, but
where are the designer?
I was repping the Bizkit.
Exactly.
They're like, "You unironically like this shit." I'm like, "You're wearing a corn hoodie because you spilled something on your shirt. You got nothing. You got nowhere. You can't talk right now."
Yeah.
They're like, "Don't you think I'm in a little too deep for this to be a joke?"
Exactly.
I paid a lot of money to go see Bizkit. I spent $200 in merch. You don't do that for a joke.
No.
I'm like, yes, technically it did start out as a joke. Fred Durst is a funny man.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally got into the tunes a little too hard, and now I'm here. I got Bizkit brain rot.
Yeah, a lot of it.
A lot of really Bizkit brain rot. So for anybody wondering, it is not. It's unironic.
Not a phase.
Yeah, and it's not a phase either. We'll still
Bizkiter for life.
Still
man.
repping the Bizkit, you know.
Not me though.
I'm sorry, Bizkit's just too good. I love the Bizkit, man.
I'm glad you have the Bizkit. Man.
I got the Bizkit, man. Fred Durst and I are basically best friends. He just doesn't know that.
You're Bizkit bros.
Yeah, Bizkit. So that's that. My little story. We do have music to talk about that came out this week, though, that isn't Limp Bizkit. Unfortunately, I haven't put anything out.
I just want to say I am seeing Jack Harlow tomorrow. That's my one show for I think the rest of the year. I might see Safe Face, and I'm trying to fight to see Origami Angel, but those are kind of like maybes right now.
So it's gonna be me telling Glory about all my great shows that I went to for the rest of the year.
Well, I'm crying. Screaming and crying. It should have been me. It should have been me.
The next show I got planned are the Violent Femmes, so I'm feeling like you right now. Got nothing lined up. Nothing that I'm excited for.
Bro, you want to come to the Jack Harlow concert?
I
want to see some ass.
Would rather
I want to see some ass.
Sit on a bed of nails.
From the front to the back. They said,
then I don't see Jack Harlow.
Fast. Bro, I know his concerts bump. I think unironically you would have fun. How far is DC from you?
Not next door.
Just take a train. Take a train. Take an Amtrak.
I know. There's the rest of the state of New Jersey. 5 minutes of Delaware, because that's about how long it takes to drive through it.
Yeah.
The entire state of Maryland, and then there's just DC.
It's not
somewhere.
It's not that.
Oh yeah, it's not that.
Just
it's
hop
just
on a
like
train.
4 hours, man.
Exactly.
I'm not getting
4
on
hours?
a train. No, I'm not seeing Jack Harlow. Fuck
Boo!
that.
Boo!
I got plans tomorrow, doing absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Actually, doing all the homework that I told you that I was going to do after that 11 o'clock interview. I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? What did you do?
I didn't want to. I sat here and looked at it. That's what I did.
Dude, you got to do your homework after this.
No, man,
We're starting this up. We're starting this up so you can get your homework done.
I don't want to. So, Willow put out a new album, Coping Mechanism, but it's all one word, and there's the greater than
bird beak ones. Yeah.
Symbols.
Wow, I like how you said like the actual things. I just said little bird
because I was looking at my math homework today, not doing it, but I was looking at it. I thought this album was all right. That's about all I got. That's kind of how I feel about Willow's music. Like, I respect what she's doing, but it doesn't really captivate me past like a first listen. You know, it's kind of like I listen to it, talk about it, and then that's about it. Like, and I know she exists. That's about my extent of my Willow fanship. Not gonna catch me on Willow stan Twitter.
No. I liked this album a lot. I feel like it has more replay value than the other one, which I said that last time. I have not listened to that album since. So it could be the same way for this one if I'm being completely honest. But I'm pretty sure oh my god, what's the one song that I really liked off this album? Maybe It's My Fault and Curious Furious. I feel like those are going to be the ones that get added to my playlist, which is the exact same thing that happened with her last album. I found like 3 songs that I liked. I added them to my playlist. I haven't listened to the full album again because it's just like, yeah, it's the same way. It's just like, it's good on the first listen, but I don't really come back to it. But it's good music. It's just
good noise.
I just don't come back to it, which is the whole thing. Oh my god, why did it scroll down? My Kid Brother dropped a new album, Happy, Mad, Weird, Sad. I liked this album.
We spoke to the band. We spoke to Dylan from the band, and that was a good conversation. You should go watch it. I got a bone to pick with the entire band. Rearrange the album title. It doesn't make any sense.
It should be Happy, Sad, Mad, Weird. That's how it should be. You guys, you got to flip just the one. It flows better that way because those are connected. But putting happy and sad on the opposite makes you think, because it's the happy, sad. You put those together, but it makes you think and stop mid-album to be like, wait, sad after this? No, it's not. It's at the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, guys, but you got to fix that.
Yeah. I go on autopilot when we do our interviews, the opening portion, and I went on autopilot for this, and it didn't come out as words. It was vomit. We had to do that over again.
Yeah.
But gripes with the album title aside, it's not that important. This album fucking rocks. We got an advance sent over, and I thought it was hilarious because at the top of it says, "This is not a metal record." And they also talked about that in the interview because they're signed to Fearless, which is a predominantly metal label. And they're doing, quite frankly, the opposite of that.
Yes. Yeah.
But it fucking rocks. I'm loving this a lot more than that EP that they put out, that self-titled. I enjoyed that, but I'm loving this album a lot.
I agree. I said this the first time I listened to the album, and Shane was like, "That's not a compliment." I'm like, no, it depends. There's a scale.
You're gonna say it's AJR.
Yeah. So I'm saying a couple, like maybe like 2 songs off of this had like little AJR vibes. I feel like there's a scale, right? There's like a drop of AJR is like perfect. Like a little bit of AJR, it's all right. It's getting a little noisy, but then like it sounds exactly like AJR is mean. I am throwing shade at you for saying that. Don't take that as a compliment. But I feel like it had a drop of AJR. Just like that kind of like, just the sound, just a tiny bit on like 3 tracks. Not even 3, maybe just like 1 or 2 that kind of caught my ear. And I was like, hey, is that AJR here?
I'm going to plead the 5th on what you just said.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I can agree with that.
Yes.
Lamb of God dropped a new album, Omens.
Thank you, Virginia. I just learned they're from Virginia because of this album. I had no clue. So I feel like I have to.
Thanking Virginia for?
Virginia brought us this band, okay? Thank you, Virginia.
So when we were talking about the singles, I, obviously I was like, it all kind of sounds the same. They play big riffs. It's different vocals, but it all has the same delivery. And that rings true for the singles, I think. I'll stick to that. But I was listening through this record expecting to just kind of be like, well, that was 10 of the same fucking song. And this album definitely had those moments, as I think Lamb of God kind of does anyway. But I found myself enjoying a lot of the songs on this record.
So what you're meaning to say is
the singles were better in the context of the record. In the context of the album.
I think the singles actually sounded pretty good.
The non-singles were diverse enough where I was not like, wow, this is 10 of the same song. But yeah, I wound up enjoying this record. And it kind of was the same way with the last record. It's like they just kind of, I think they just have like a single formula. And it's like they do that. And then the non-single songs are where they really shine. And so I overall enjoyed the record.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I too enjoyed it. I just thought it was okay. I probably need to listen to it a couple more times. I feel like I need to like support them wholeheartedly because they are from Virginia and they're like the one like cool massive band from Virginia. If you're a cool massive band from Virginia and I don't know you're from Virginia, take that with a grain of salt because like I know like nothing about the music scene here except like the handful of my friends. I thought it was good. Honestly, album of the year because
they're from Virginia.
Go Virginia, Virginia album of the year. I'll give you guys that.
Well, there's nobody on that list, so
exactly. So automatically number one. Good job, guys. Counterparts dropped new album, A Eulogy for Those Still Here. This banged. I like this a lot. I really, really enjoyed this Counterparts album.
Yeah, this smacks so much ass. I want to talk to Brendan so fucking bad. Huh? No.
I'm kidding.
So fucking bad. And but yeah, this album was great. Please, guys, you've got an open invitation for the podcast. Let's chat it up. And they announced that tour with See You Space Cowboy and Dying Wish. I can't go to the Jersey date because I'm gonna go see Pollyanna, also in Asbury. So they're gonna be like 2 blocks away from me, and I'll be at the Pollyanna show, but I'm gonna go the next day to Philly.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like,
I ain't missing this lineup.
Do you have to go to the Pollyanna show?
I'm not missing this lineup. So we're gonna have to mark that Monday off.
Bro, go for it.
Because
Take it.
I am so going. I am not missing this lineup. But I'm stoked, and I'm gonna listen to this album so many more times.
It's gonna be good, man.
So true. Cherie Amour dropped a new single, Losing Control.
Amour, can't do this anymore. I like it's better when we're crashing down. Okay, that was it.
Thanks, Glory. We're gonna leave that in, just so you know.
I know. Good.
Okay,
I hope they liked it, guys. Let me feature on your next record. Brendan too. We spoke about that. Sorry.
I will. So Glory will sing "I Can Pee in a Cup" for you guys. That's about all I can do. Well, remember that?
Can't you play like the Shadows Over the Water, Smoke in the Water?
Yeah, I can also do the Smoke on the Water riff on acoustic guitar, but
just the riff?
Yes, peeing in a cup is my specialty. If you need that.
Can you pee in a can?
I can pee in whatever they need me to pee in on command. LP2, guys. I know.
Featuring Good Noise
Podcast. I can also rap like Fred Durst. Kind of.
Got the swag in the back with the drip. Pony don't sip. La di da 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 da. This song banged. I really really enjoyed this. It's not my favorite off the album though. You guys should.
This song slaps though.
It does.
But it's also like we're putting this up against an entire album that slaps.
True.
We spoke to them about the record.
We did. It was
like the day after they announced it.
Right? It's literally our longest interview ever.
So we spoke to them about the record, but you also have to sift through an hour of just bullshit to get the 30 minutes of content about the record.
Yeah.
So strap in. It's a long it's an actual podcast.
It's crazy. Like there are actually like conversations and stuff.
There's Glory and like Trey will be having a conversation, and me and Ronnie will be having a side conversation,
talking over each other.
But my mic is significantly louder than everyone else's in the recording, so you just hear me.
Exactly, and you just see Trey and I's our mouths just moving, us just laughing at something, but it's just you just hear Shane talking about whatever. It's great. You should go watch it.
It's kind of
see
like
what we're trying to say.
Yeah, it's like you tried to put us all in the room, but obviously we couldn't do that because we're all in different states. So that was the closest we got, and we acted like we were all in a room together.
It was great.
Yeah, and we also asked questions along the way.
Every now and then. Yeah, it was just kind of like, so back to the question list after 20 minutes.
But yeah,
we need to get in a room with them.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It was a great conversation. So go watch it and then pre-order the album. Yes. I haven't done it yet because I have no money, but I have to do that.
Yeah, I also have no money, but I will do it when I get paid Wednesday.
It'll be like my first full album pre-order probably since shows came back. Because all my money went from, oh shit, this album's coming out, I'm going to listen to it twice, but I need the vinyl. So I would pre-order it. Well, yeah, but it's like $10 here, $10 there for the singles, the single CDs.
Those are like 20.
After shipping, it's 20. Actually, speaking of pre-orders, my Vampires Will Never Hurt You flexi disc came in the mail today. And
what the fuck? Why would you buy that? Do you even have something to play a flexi dick? This
flexi dick?
Flexi dick?
Yes, I do. You can play it on a record player. The only problem is the hole on the flexi disc is a little bit smaller than the hole on my record player. So it's a flexi disc, so I can bend it because it flexes and it won't snap.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. So I gotta bend it on there. My mom was like, how the fuck does that work? So I was gonna go show her, and I was like, I can't get it on. So it was really anticlimactic because she was intrigued by like the vinyl that like you can bend it and it'll still work, and she's like, it's a square. I'm like, yeah, but it's got the grooves in a circle. She's like, but it's a square. Like, yeah, let me go let me show you how it works. And then I couldn't get it on the fucking, so my mom was like, return it. I'm like, absolutely not.
No. How much is it worth?
I don't know. It's sold out.
So probably a lot now.
Yeah, it was so, but that came in the mail today. So I've pre-ordered small things, but no full record. So that'll be the first one.
I gotta get the hoodie. I think they have a hoodie.
Yeah, as long as if the hoodie's black, maybe I will get it. Like that fucking windbreaker that they had, bro.
Oh my god,
it's so fucking nice. But I don't wear blue or white. Well, I don't wear those colors together. So I was like, God damn, that's a nice windbreaker. But I need a black version of it, guys.
Yeah. You told them that. And they said,
yeah, well, I'll buy your entire stock if you do it. Just don't print 500. Black. Okay, cool. So maybe I'll get a hoodie too.
Oh, that's sick. Oh my God, the vinyl.
Because I bought a pink Cherie Amour shirt. Because they didn't I figured they didn't have like fucking any shirts out at the Philly show.
Yeah. They also didn't have anything black.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I feel like I gotta get something. Well, I wanted to get something, and like there's no vinyl out that I could see. So it's like, I'll take the.
Well, I mean, you already had the.
No, this was the first time I saw them. Oh. The second time I saw them was when I got the vinyl because it was out on the table. First time they were like in the corner and they like didn't bother to put anything out. They're like packing up as the show was ending because they weren't selling anything. So I went over, I was like, that shirt's still out, I guess I'll take that one. And I haven't worn it since. It's sit in my closet. My mom goes, you're not gonna wear that pink shirt, can I have it? I'm like, no.
Bro, your mom wants to rock Cherie Amour. Let her rock Cherie Amour.
My mom takes my shirts that aren't black because I won't wear them.
Bro, let your mom have
I won't give her the Cherie Amour shirt. But if the guys are watching this and they tell me to give my mom the Cherie Amour shirt, maybe Carrie will get the Cherie Amour shirt then.
It does not deserve to live in a drawer unworn.
It looks at me every morning and says, will you please wear me? And then I pull out a Limp Bizkit shirt. I'm like, I'm wearing this instead.
Your fifth Limp Bizkit shirt.
I'm like, sorry, Cherie Amour band. I have to rep the biscuit today.
Sorry, Cherie Amour. I just can't do this. We need to move on. I love
this has gone off. This is like the interview that we did.
It's like they're here.
We're not actually talking about anything.
Somebody invite them. Written it online right now.
Dwayne, and I don't know how, but they found me dropping a new single, Simple. And Dwayne announced his new record, My Favorite Blue Jeans.
Which is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. But he's been dripping out singles, so I was expecting it to come out before the end of the year. I was thinking it was going to be a November release, though. I did not expect it to be announced and then come out in 3 weeks.
Oh wow, he has been. I forgot
but
about that.
this song, I knew that they had like done a collab together, and I was like, okay, this could work, or this could like just be, like fucking not make sense at all. And I think they picked the perfect song to do together because it's haunting enough that it makes sense for Dallin Week's vibe. Like Dallin can go to that level and not have it be like, because they do, obviously their music's like, oh, even though the lyrics might not be so, oh, but they've also got those songs where it's like MX Sinister. Ooh. So this was the perfect song because it gave vibes like that. So I very much enjoyed this song, and I'm excited for the album. Dwayne, you've had an open invitation to the podcast for like 17 million years at this point, but we're extending it now. Please come on the podcast. We'd love to talk.
Please come on the podcast. Yes. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who was kind of like a little nervous about this song when it was announced. I was like, those voices do not work together. Like, not at all. Because I still have my favorite song by Dwayne is well, right now it's Perfume with Austin. So I just hear his voice and I'm like, that mixed with Dallin, I'm like, that doesn't mix. That doesn't make any sense.
Dwayne has a lot of moments.
Exactly. Yeah. Where Dallin's just a lot of
well, depends on the song that we're talking about here. Like they have like we're not talking choke here. We're talking like do it all the time.
I'm talking like absence. Absinthe.
We're just talking songs off the EP because that album was just okay.
Dude, I can't even remember the album. I felt so, but it's like when I saw them live, Rats, Mats, and Tats. Yeah. When I saw them live, I knew like the songs well enough to know the lyrics, even though I've only listened to it once. But yeah, the EP was better. I'm sorry, Dallin. And Ryan. I love you, Ryan. But yeah, I was worried about this, but when I listened to it, I was like, okay, you could see Dwayne went to Dallin's comfort zone rather than Dallin trying to go to Dwayne's level. And I think it worked out because Dwayne's tone was different. His style was completely different, but Dallin's was still the same kind of like Dallin Week sound. So it's cool to see that Dwayne is kind of able to his voice is fluid enough for him to kind of switch to whatever kind of sound he wants to go to, whatever vibe. He's not kind of trapped into like a little box.
Well, I think he's proved that because like a majority of the singles he's done for this record have been collabs with people that you wouldn't expect. Like there was a Poor Stacy collab. There was a Grandson collab. Like
crazy.
The Grandson one makes the most sense out of all of that, but they've all just worked so goddamn well with each other. Yeah. Like he can really do just about anything. And he was on that fucking Keizo album that we talked to Keizo about. And he worked perfectly on that too. So it's like he's so goddamn versatile that I think you could put him in a room with just about anybody and they'll wind up making a fucking banging song together. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Dwayne is just so good. Oh
so true.
My bad.
Magnolia Park and Taylor Acorn.
Wait, but you said...
I just said it.
No, but you... Wait, okay. So you said Lamb of God. I said Counterparts. You said Cherie Amour. And then I don't know how. And then Magnolia Park. Are you trying to take over?
It's the Shane Noise podcast now.
What the fuck? Magnolia Park and Taylor Acorn dropped a new single, Misfits.
She gave me all time low now. What the fuck?
Yeah, you gotta say the name now.
Anyways, they announced the album with this, and I figured there was an album coming. I thought an album was coming when they announced that the singles that turned into that 4-track EP. I thought that was going to be the start of the. They're putting out bodies of work left and right. This fucking band, they're not stopping. I'm loving it. Yeah. But they're dropping this album November 4th. They put out their mixtape, their Epitaph
Halloween.
debut on Halloween. So it's like a year, and we've gotten 3 projects from them.
It's crazy.
On top of a bunch of
so much.
Yeah, on top of a bunch of singles that they've done as well. So the growth for this band is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Unlike any band in the scene right now. But I'm really digging this song. I think it's like one of my favorites right now because it's like Taylor Acorn is like really up there as like a predominant kind of pop punk figure as well,
Mm-hmm.
like in the current pop punk where it's not like the mainstream garbage, but like in this kind of like underground-ish thing that we've got going on. And I think that it's just a collab that makes a shit ton of sense, and I'm really loving it.
For sure, I agree. I also really enjoyed it. Honestly, I do. I do love everything that Magnolia Park puts forward. Just their sound, they know what they're doing. They know what sound they want. They haven't, at least from what I've seen, they haven't gone through the awkward phase of maybe skip that album, because, you know, they didn't really know what they wanted to do with that. It's like they got in, they knew what they wanted to do, and they've just kind of been shooting like hits one after another.
Yeah.
So all the progress and all of the wins are definitely earned. They're killing it. Yeah.
All Time Low, put out a new single, Sleepwalking, sorry. First single in about a year. They went a little dormant. This song, so every single time we've talked about All Time Low, I've been like, okay, I didn't like Wake Up Sunshine, but it's like I prefer their records over their singles. I feel like something lacks when we talk singles.
Okay.
This is the first song where I've been like, this actually slaps from the second I heard it. I don't know. It fucking slaps. Goes hard.
I have to agree.
Yeah. That's all you got?
Anti-Flag and Jesse. And Anti-Flag and Jesse Leach dropped a new single, Modern Meta Medicine.
You're going to say he sounds British in this too, Glory?
Yes. It's a pip pip cheerio crumpet. You know, that's all I hear when I listen to Anti-Flag now. I'm like, that's a Brit. Like, he can't fool me. You're British.
He's from Pittsburgh.
No, he's not. He's not.
But this song slaps. I think Glory has taken any chance of them coming on the podcast and chucked it out of the window.
No, he can prove himself. He can come on the podcast and be like, here's my birth certificate. I don't be like, that's not good enough, man. That's clearly photoshopped.
Staples before this interview.
Exactly. That's clearly photoshopped, dude. What are you trying to do here? You think I was born yesterday?
But I enjoyed this song. And I'm excited for their record. Chord Hell, yeah. Scar-Lord and Corpse put out easily the worst song I think I've ever heard. Like you would know, in parentheses, Autumn Trees. And
why was that hard for you to say?
I don't know, man. And the O's are actually X's. I
didn't even write that.
Yeah, but I'm telling everybody because I had to look at this goddamn song title. I hated every second of this song, and I wish that I could unhear it.
I think Scar-Lord is just really killing it right now. I don't know. Something about just like everything he's doing. I just think like he's really killing it. Scar-Lord, if you ever want to come on the podcast, you are welcome to come on the podcast.
It'll be the Glory interview because I ain't showing up for that
it
shit.
It will be. Hey man, we'll have a great time. This track, genuinely, I did enjoy it.
I'm sorry, man.
Because I like what they're doing. I don't know if they've collaborated before. I'm just now kind of like in the Scar-Lord ring. So before I never really like noticed his name. I knew his voice, but I never really like noticed his name. But now that I'm like,
yeah, they put out dog shit together in August. Misa. Oh,
I loved Misa.
Oh, yeah, okay, of course you did.
You know, I genuinely like Corpse's music. Like, it works. I get it. I'm not sorry. So I like this. This one is my least favorite of like all the tracks that he's dropped though. But I do like Corpse's music. Sorry guys.
Yeah, you should be.
Bears and Trees dropped a new single, Kind Love. Bears and Trees, I love you.
Yeah, this song slaps.
They're so good.
But on first listen, it was like the chorus felt so much louder than everything else.
It did.
So it kicked in the first time, and I was like, "Oh shit, turn that down!"
Jesus Christ!
Like not in a bad way, just like, "Holy shit, that's so much louder than everything." But I've listened to it multiple times since then, and I'm just kind of over it. But that's like the only thing that I noticed. Other than that, I like the song. They announced an EP. It comes out November 11th. Come on the podcast, guys. We can do.
Miss you.
We can do 3 years in a row here, where you guys are on the show. Let's do it.
Oh my god, 3 years?
Yeah. So let's do it.
Crazy.
Let's have a good time. We miss you guys. Even if we have to wait until after the EP's out and you guys are in the US, that's fine. Let's do it. Okay, I put that out in the world. Let's do it now. From Ashes to New and
Sorry,
Memphis Mayfire put out a new single, Until We Break. This single I've known is happening forever because they recorded this 2 days into tour on with that Memphis Mayfire and From Ashes to New tour, and I was like, okay, it's got to drop now. They got to drop it now. Like I need this fucking song, and they finally did, and it slaps. I'm loving it, and they announced a tour. I believe it's called the Until We Break tour, and they should. I thought they were going to announce the record, because I'm sure there is one.
Oh, 100%.
But they didn't. That's fine. I'm not mad, just disappointed. But I will sit here and patiently wait. And Memphis Mayfire, I know you guys just put out a record, but let's start the single rollout for the next one, so that by 2024 we'll have a new record. Right,
just like last time, right? Yeah.
And we spoke to both these bands about their last bodies of work, so you can watch those interviews.
Go watch them. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this track. I didn't know that this track, you've probably mentioned it before. I guarantee you've told me about it before.
Probably.
But I didn't know this was happening. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's a crazy feature on a From Ashes to New track. And for whatever reason in my head, From Ashes to New is like a Lil Baby band. Not like Lil Baby, like not Lil Baby. I hate Lil Baby. Lil Baby, you're not welcome on the podcast. Fuck you. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just I don't like him. I digress. Anyways, in my head, there's still like 200-300 cap rooms. You know, like that's what they are in my head. But they're like huge. And it's not like they were small when we interviewed them, so that's like what they're stuck with, and like that's not how they're stuck in my head. It's just for whatever reason they're still that size, but they're massive. They're doing a headliner.
Yeah, I said that when after the show, when I saw them with Memphis Mayfire, I was like, I know they're billed as direct support, but that doesn't make any fucking sense in my head. No. And then I watched it happen in front of me, and I'm like, why are there 750 people here that know the fucking words of these songs?
Exactly, yeah.
Totally deserved. But it's just like, it doesn't quite compute in my head. And I don't know why. Because like I look at their monthly listeners and shit, and I'm like, it totally makes sense. Like it all makes sense. And like I've seen them do headliners, and I'm like, it all makes sense. But it just, like, I had to see it to believe it, and I still don't really believe it. I'm still like, you all are fucking, you guys are all playing a joke on me.
Exactly, yeah. It's just, and it's like they were direct support to Ink's tour as well. I believe it was their Every Trick in the Book tour,
or maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I think it was the Welcome to Horrorwood. No, not Welcome to Horrorwood, the Silver Scream. I'm pretty sure they were direct support for that one. But it's like they've been getting up in the ranks. They've been climbing. And it's like, now they're like all the way up there. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, no, they're still, because I think it's because they feel still like, they don't feel unattainable, you know? They still feel like just like regular band dudes, I guess. But it's like when you hit a point in your career where you're like massive, in my brain, you're like, oh my God, like he all the way up there, you know? Does that, I feel like I'm just saying words now.
You are kind of just saying words at this point.
I'm sorry, but it's just, that's how it works in my head. They still feel like normal, regular guys.
Normal dudes, man.
Just normal dudes. Just guys being dudes.
Dudes being guys, being men.
Exactly.
Out on the road, playing songs, you know?
Just doing little silly things.
Yeah.
You know? Also, dropped a new single, De Facto.
This song
Banger,
slaps, bro.
You're killing it.
Yeah.
Love you.
Song slaps, man. We spoke to Jade about the album.
It was fun.
Yeah. Go see them on tour. Gene Dawson and Earl Sweatshirt put out a new single, Bad Fruit. Next to the T, there is a little star thing.
Asterisk.
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 Ball sack.
Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Asterisk, dude.
Asterisk.
Dude, you. I don't have time for this right now. This song bang.
Little thing right there.
The little star thing. I love this. I love anything Earl Sweatshirt puts out. Earl, you have my full support. This song genuinely banged. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, this song was good.
Action Adventure put out a single, Levity. Banger, action adventure.
Big slapper. This is not what I thought was going to come out at the end of the year. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not think that a full action adventure record would be out in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
We needed it though.
Yeah. I'm very excited. This song's banging.
Yeah. Is it always like this at the end of the year where people just randomly just say, "Hey, new album in like 6 weeks"? By the way.
Well, it's because it's like kind of post Thanksgiving. Music industry like shuts down till the beginning of next year.
True.
So everybody's like the deadline is kind of like November 11th with the Stragglers being on the 18th, and then after that it's like you got your Christmas shit and like whatever you do, like, because people start curating their lists like during the year lists after Thanksgiving. So it's like, well, if you're gonna put an album out after that, it's like it better be the best record in the world, or else you're not going to be in contention for those lists.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of why everybody and their mother's like, November 11th is when we're putting this shit out. We got 2 albums at work coming out on November 11th too. And we accidentally lined up the single release schedules to be on the exact same Friday up until the releases of the record. So my boss and I are currently just pulling the hair out of our heads strand by strand because we fucked up.
Yeah.
And both of the plans are already in motion, so we can't go back now. Her Head's on Fire dropped a new single, Just the Way You Are. This song bangs. We spoke to the band. You can watch the interview. We spoke to them about their album.
This was a very good record. Yes. Oh, sorry, my bad. You said album. My brain said record. This was a very good track. Thank you. Go watch the interview. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. I did. Royal and the Serpent dropped a new single, Love Abuser, and then in parentheses, Save Me. This bang. This might be my favorite thing that Royal and the Serpent has put out so far. Just something about it.
Yeah.
Something about it is just, it's good. And it's different.
I enjoyed this. This was good. Selfish Things are back, and they finally put out a new single called New Man. And this was good. I enjoyed this, and I'm excited for the return of the band because whoa.
Sorry, was that loud?
Yeah, that peaked.
Oh, my bad.
All good.
I didn't mean to do that.
But yeah, I'm very excited. Let's put out some new shit because their 2019 record is a very good thing. I enjoy it. I do like that album a lot. So let's drop more, please. Yes,
drop more for Shane. I did enjoy this, but drop more for Shane.
Yes, for me. So that's all the topics we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's good_noise_cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every audio streaming service ever is Good Noise Podcast. Bandcamp is Good Noise Records. Bandcamp.com. Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Always got your Patreon supporters, Twitch subs, and your important plugs. And then we're gonna sign off and hibernate until Thursday.
I'm so tired. Okay. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, my brother, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, Jeremy, Brady, Zari, and Eric. Thank you. And thank you to our Twitch subs, Coaster Lover, Buzz Lightskin, Matt, again from Pulses. Thank you, Matt. Sam and Zari. Thank you, Zari.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys are great.
Thank you. Important plugs. Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. Please wear your mask in crowded places. Because apparently I think fall is supposed to be really super bad, like last year bad. So I don't know about you guys. I'm trying not to get COVID.
Good thing you're not going to any shows. You should be good.
I hate you right now, man. I need you to shut up, especially with WithCon. It's salt in the wound,
It's hitting
dude.
close to home now.
It's super too early, man.
I'm not seeing A Day to Remember. I saw WithCon and you didn't.
Dude, I'm so angry. Are you seeing A Day to Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's is that with Magnolia Park?
No, that's with the acoustic tour is with Wage War.
Oh, the acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not one for acoustic shows, but I haven't seen Wage War in a minute. So, yeah. And by a minute, I mean April.
Yeah, no, that's a minute.
I'll go to the acoustic tour and get really comfy in my seat.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Have fun with that. Get your vaccine if you can, and be a decent person. Thank you.
So that's all we have. I have been Shane.
I have been Glory.
And we have been the Good Noise Podcast. See you next week. Bye.